So the other day I talked about basically the best times to go ahead and buy an iPhone. Now I basically want to hit on some of the worst times that you could ever go through and purchase or buy an iPhone. Now here's the thing, there's not really a bad time to buy an iPhone, but I would say the absolute worst time ever you could go ahead and basically, buy an iPhone at any moment is right before the iPhones of next year are going to be coming around, or aka the newest iPhones of that year. When those ones come around, purchasing an iPhone, I would say within like a couple week period or even a month period around that particular iPhone makes zero sense. Now, if you're pre-ordering the newest iPhone or you're buying the newest iPhone, then by all means I'd recommend waiting. But especially if you're planning on purchasing last year's phone or this year's phone, whichever way you put it, or if you're planning on purchasing a used phone of that year, you are better off times 1,000 just waiting out for that next particular device, because it makes no sense of buying an iPhone at that moment. So when is this time? Usually the new iPhones are made around, I would probably say, the September timeframe. So I would say I would recommend buying an iPhone anywhere around September. Every single year Apple makes an iPhone in September. It makes zero sense to buy an iPhone at that moment, just because you're so much better off purchasing an iPhone that is still, new. So if you're going to pay $1,000 for a new phone, why would you buy that one? It makes no sense at all. So that right there is a big, massive thing to keep in mind there. However, I will say, if you're planning on purchasing another iPhone, you are better off if you're planning on buying an iPhone SE to avoid buying an iPhone usually like the first quarter of like an iPhone that, 3 to 4 years later after the iPhone SE came out. So Apple usually makes a new iPhone SE probably every 3 to 4 years. So if it's 3 to 4 years after that original iPhone SE that's still for sale, aka the 2022 iPhone SE, it still makes sense to buy it. If you are planning on buying it, okay, you can go for it. I wouldn't recommend buying it at any time. But if you're planning on purchasing this iPhone SE, you might want to wait until next year, because there is a rumor stating around that the next iPhone SE could be coming around next year. So that might be another thing to do, just kind of wait it out until the next iPhone comes out, because when the next iPhone SE comes around, it's going to be much better than this current one. So just like another small slight thing to keep in mind there too. On top of that, with this iPhone, another bad time to go ahead and buy an iPhone is usually right after a brand new iPhone comes around too. So that usually means a lot of people are just letting go of their iPhones right before they pre-order. You're probably better off if you just wait like a week or two, have the phones kind of sent to the people, and then purchase an iPhone after. Because a lot of the times that I've seen, sometimes they will go ahead and sell their iPhone when they pre-order that iPhone, and then they write in the description, hey, I'm not going to send this out until this date. And it's usually not until like weeks after, because they have to get the next iPhone first, and then they go and upload, and then they go ahead and kind of like, send out the other iPhone after. So kind of annoying thing, but those are basically, from my opinion, the worst times usually to go ahead and buy an iPhone. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.